Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Bunton.
Here.
Campbell.
Here.
Dempsey.
Here.
Ford.
Here.
Fournier.
Here.
Menzer.
Here.
Okay, I need a motion to excuse Commissioner Crop.
Move to excuse Commissioner Crop.
Support.
Roll call?
Bunton.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Fournier.
Yes.
Menzer.
Yes.
Okay, announcements, acknowledgements, communications, and reports. We have none, I don't think. Anybody on the board have any? Okay. Adoption of the agenda, please.
Move to adopt the agenda as presented.
Support.
Roll call?
Campbell.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Fournier.
Yes.
Menzer.
Yes.
Bunton.
Yes.
Okay, public participation. This is the time you may address this body. All we ask is that you give us your name, your residential address, and that you adhere to our 3-minute rule. For those who are here for public hearing, we have that as a separate item. So I just wanted to remind those.
Hello, Ruthie Stevenson, 69 Bain Street. What I'm up here for is clarification. DNR has just put out a extension of its bow season from January the 1st through January the 31st in public and private lands for Wayne, Oakland, and Macomb County. And I live in a neighborhood where east of Gratiot, there's a lot of deer along the river and stuff like that. And I wonder why all these cars were, people that normally don't live there are casing the area. And I didn't realize it until I got a phone call this afternoon from a lady saying, Ruthie, there's on the internet, you know they're got an open thing for deer? I said, no.
You mean hunting? I'm sorry. I shouldn't
Bow
interrupt.
hunting.
Oh, bow hunting.
Bow hunting has been extended from January the 1st through January the 31st.
Still 100.
And I just need for the city to clarify, you know, in this meeting and everything on what the city's position is on hunting, but whether it's bow hunting or anything else, because a lot of people think they can do what they want to do when they want to do it, because we have found deer down there where they have used their bows, killed them and gutted them and did everything else under the sun. But please reiterate the policy for the city on incidents like this, whether the DNR puts out a new ruling that they've extended it to the 31st of January. Thank you.
And there is no deer hunting. There is no hunting in the city of Mount Clemens. We do have an ordinance against it, and the city of Mount Clemens is not part of the urban deer management through the DNR. So there is absolutely no hunting in the city limits of Mount Clemens.
So if anybody is caught, that would be
Call the sheriff.
call the police department.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
James Woolsby, 129 Church Street. I was wondering if you were allowed to grab wood from the recycling center on Eldridge. In the back there, that's where they put all the wood that falls down around here. I've asked the people there, and they said it was fine before the people in the office. But
Yeah, all you need to do is just stop into the office and talk to them, and they can guide you with some direction of what
Okay.
needs to happen.
Anyone else? Oh. Come on, Michael.
I'll let everybody else go, that's my thing. All right, I got 3 things. One, Mike Zubis, due to one cast, just want to let you know, the official. Minor note to the medical discussion I had last week. I noticed that Harrison Township is likely to pass an ordinance within the next month, so I feel that Crockers are about to get a lot more busier in the near future. This stresses the need for testing facilities if we don't get anything else. Onto that, I really want to talk about the FCC ruling that happened recently. It's made things pretty dire for the average internet user, as things are going to become very restrictive pretty soon. It's not official yet, but it leaves we the people with three options. One is that we could sue the FCC after the rule is put into place, which is already being developed by 12 different attorney generals being led by New York and other independent associations. And two would be to pressure Congress to pass a law that trumps the FCC ruling, which something Senator Gary Peter has started but needs co-sponsors. And the third thing is to set up a municipal internet service. The Michigan has set a law into place to where they have only certain restrictions in the local community, and that is inside section 484.2252 for those who are politically inclined with the state law structure. And that being said, a lot of communities have already done this, including Detroit, Lansing, Grand Rapids, and more recently Southfield. All these communities have had, after they've turned on their gigabit internet service, have had immediate and complete downtown, what is the word? Rustification? No, not rejuvenation. I'm so bad with words sometimes, but the idea is that the fiber Ethernet structure will be built as a smart grid for the city to use to check water usage or electrical usage, as is done in the city of Chattanooga. I know Chattahoochee, so. But Chattanooga, Tennessee, which has been very successful with their fiber Ethernet usage, as they have used that to open up a distribution center with Amazon a year after it was released, because Amazon needed the fiber. They have 7 miles of fiber inside the building that they have in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Hopefully we can have an RFP within the city guidelines of the state stature. I see 3 competitors. Rocket Fiber, which is run and owned by Dan Gilbert, which runs downtown Detroit. Lightspeed Fiber, which connects Grand Rapids, Lansing, and the other areas, and AT&T, which is using it fiber along with other data usage companies like Verizon and stuff to make the new 5G standard possible, because I guess they need fiber to run all that data. An RFP of that stature would be very useful for the city. Sorry about that. I walked really hard.
Your time is up.
Oh,
It's
thank you.
beeping. But, okay, that's
you.
interesting information.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. There were no administrative responses. I need a motion to approve the minutes from previous meetings.
Motion to approve the work session and the regular city commission meeting of December 18th, 2017. Support.
Roll call, please.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Fournier.
Yes.
Menzer.
Yes.
Bunton.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Okay, on to general business. Public hearing for the allocation of community block grant funding for 2018. I need a motion to open the public hearing. Oh, I need a motion, first of all, to bring it forth. Whoever would like to do that.
Motion to open the public hearing to allocate, for the allocation of community development block grant funding for fiscal year 2018.
Support.
It is expected that the city of Mount Clemens will receive an allocation of $59,254 in CDBG funding for the 2018 fiscal year. The purpose of this agenda item is to elicit public input from residents and nonprofit organizations on how these dollars should be spent within the city. Notice of the public hearing attached was published in the Macomb Daily. Also attached is a list of nonprofit applications that have been pre-approved by the county.
Okay, this is a public hearing, so the mic is open. And I may give 3 minutes. The clock is not working properly, so we're kind of watching it over here, so I may cut you off if you go beyond 3 minutes.
It's just not dinging.
It's just not dinging,
It's
is what
timing.
she's saying. It's working, but not dinging.
Can I share some information?
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Dory Vasquez Nolan, and I'm the Executive Director of Care House, the Macomb County Child Advocacy Center. Care House is located here in Mount Clemens, but serves all residents of the County of Macomb. Care House is accredited by the National Children's Alliance. We're one of over 50 child advocacy centers serving about 65 counties right now in Michigan. And our goals are to minimize the trauma that is typically associated with child abuse investigations. About 90% of the cases we see are child sexual abuse cases, but we also do forensic interviews and follow-up support services for child victims of physical abuse, children that may have witnessed a violent act, and child victims of human trafficking and child pornography. We work with a multidisciplinary team, which includes all law enforcement jurisdictions in Macomb County, as well as the FBI, Immigrations and Customs Enforcement, and Homeland Security, Children's Protective Services, the Prosecutor's Office, Sexual Assault Nurse Examiners Program, and our team of highly trained individuals, counselors, and forensic interviewers at Care House. We serve the child victim and any non-offending family member, and our services include forensic interviews, crisis counseling, child safety assessments, trauma-focused therapy, support groups, access to other needed community resources, and forensic medical examinations. And all of our services are at no charge to the families that we serve. We, last year in 2017, we provided forensic interviews and follow-up services for over 600 child victims of sexual abuse or physical abuse. The year before was 510. Our numbers have gone up pretty dramatically over the years, and we have found that our location in Mount Clemens has unfortunately exceeded the demand for our services. We, instead of looking to start a capital campaign and build a larger building in Mount Clemens, we realized that our services were needed more directly in the southern part of Macomb County, where a lot of the population, of course, of Macomb County is, but it's also an area that the people that need our services don't have access to transportation to bring them back for weekly counseling services. We are very excited to announce that we'll be opening a satellite center in Warren sometime yet in January. We're actually getting furniture built and forensic interview equipment set up. It's will be located on Shaner, south of 13 Mile, and we'll be doing forensic interviews and all of the services in 2 locations once that opens. Specific to Mount Clemens, since our doors opened in 1996, we have provided forensic interviews and follow-up services to over 6,400 children, with 209 of those children being residents of Mount Clemens. Last year, 510 forensic interviews and 29 were residents of Mount Clemens. I'm sorry, that was in 2016. In 2017, 606 forensic interviews, and 25 of those were residents of Mount Clemens. We are proud to be a neighbor here in Mount Clemens, and we respectfully request your consideration this year in the amount of $6,000, which would support services for 10 victims and their families that reside in Mount Clemens. Our website is www.mccarehouse.org, and we always welcome calls from the community with questions or concerns about their children's safety. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Thank you. Anybody have any questions?
What is the income eligible child range?
Well, for the CDBG purposes, we follow the guidelines that are set forth by the federal government. But are you asking the income range of all of our clients, or?
Well, I
But
guess
to be able to bill
both.
out, it has to be in that low to middle income range. But we provide, the services regardless of whether we do get funding from the communities. And we can, again, only bill on the low to middle income families. Did that answer your question?
Not exactly.
I'm sorry,
What
can
is
I?
Is it the poverty guidelines, the federal poverty
Yes,
guidelines that you
yes.
go by?
And it
Okay.
changes every year,
Yeah.
and it's,
Right.
Depends on the
Per
size of the
family and-
family, yes.
Okay, that does.
I could be looking at the wrong
Um,
sheet, but it says our community total was
Oh.
We got his name.
116,000. Oh,
Yeah,
my name.
it's, you have his name?
James
down?
Goolsby,
Yeah.
129 Church. It says here in the bottom column, $116,250, and thought when you started it, you said we only got 59,000.
Mhm.
I'm new to this, that seems like there's a little bit of a discrepancy there. Is just the federal government only approved us for,
You only get so much per, it's through the county.
I think what you're looking at is
Yeah,
the
that-
requests.
It's requests, you're
That-
probably,
yeah, the figure you're looking at is the amount of total funds that the nonprofit communities have requested
okay,
through the Macomb County program.
okay, thank you.
but to answer your question, yes, we only get a certain amount, and that's. Go ahead.
May I distribute material?
You sure may.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Jennifer Fisher, and I am the Development Director at Wigs for Kids. I thank you very much for having us here tonight. You have supported us in the past. We are a local grassroots 501c3 nonprofit, and we give wigs and support services to children who are losing their hair. This can be from cancer or any other disorder, but we always provide all of our services at no charge. And we are now celebrating our 15th year. We have a wellness center in St. Clair Shores where the families come to us directly to receive our services. And if there's ever a family in your community of Mount Clemens that needs our help, we do encourage that you contact us. You know, we're open 5 days a week from 9 to 5. We're here, we're happy to help. And we try to keep our requests very conservative. This year, for the 2018 to 2019 cycle, we're asking for $1,000, which would be the cost of helping one family in your community. So we base all of our requests on our previous years of how many families that we've helped. So we try to make sure we don't over ask for any type of funding. And I know I was speaking with one of the city commissioners earlier before the public hearing opened, and she mentioned that we got some really good news in the paper.
Right.
There were some grants that we received. And I just wanted you to know that although we might get some larger grants, like from several foundations, that only helps us serve a portion of the kids that we see. Like, for instance, we got a $90,000 grant from Walmart, which will help us serve 90 families, but we see about 300 to 350 each year. So we're always grateful for any amount of funding that we're given by anyone. And there's also other ways to support our program. You can volunteer your time, you can donate your hair, you can donate goods, you can attend some of our events and actually meet some of the kids that you're helping. So there's many, many ways to get involved, but we're grateful for anything. So if you want to learn more about us, you can visit wigs4kids.org with the number 4, or you can call us at 586-772-6656.
Thank you. Any
You're welcome.
questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
May I approach and-
You sure may.
Thanks. Just one of our latest newsletters. By the way.
Ray Holt?
Yeah.
Thank
You
you.
get a special prize. I brought you some
Oh.
shelter schedules to post around the.
Oh,
various
great.
houses.
Yeah, I just got one today.
Ah, cool, great.
So that's neat.
Thank you. For your reading pleasure. I think most of you know me. My name's Mark Henderson. I'm the shelter coordinator for the Macomb County Warming Center and the lead case manager at the Ray of Hope. First of all, I want to thank Care Houses here, who actually just facilitated a very awkward meeting between police and a formerly homeless single dad whose child, bad situation, but Care House is great, so is Wigs for Kids. I want to thank you all. Last year, we asked for $2,000 to help us with our mission to end homelessness, basically, and provide safe shelter. I think we can all agree it's really, really cold outside. It's a death sentence without a shelter. And so I thank you very much for the $1,564 from last year. This year, again, we've asked for $2,000 again. I'd just like to let you know that since we spoke last time and said, we're getting people off the streets, we were able to take 20 people who are longtime homeless and hanging out in the streets, getting them housed. 8 of them are now proud citizens of Mount Clemens, taxpayers, patronizing the stores, and 5 are senior citizens. So let's see, last year we ended up providing shelter for 679 different individuals over a 6-month period. We're well on that. We're very busy again this year. We're already at about 260 check-ins. And we've got 5 churches in Mount Clemens, or four churches in Mount Clemens covering 5 weeks of shelter. We're like to ask for your continued support so we can continue making taxpayers out of people. Are there any questions?
You have 5 churches in Mount Clemens. Is it one come off?
Yeah, one church is doing it twice.
Oh, is that it? Okay.
Yeah, First United Methodist.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
Yep. Any other questions?
Any question?
Okay. All
Pass
right.
those over there. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You want one? Anyone else?
Yeah, my name is Rick Block. I live on Cambridge, 207 Cambridge. I don't represent anybody. I just have a couple of questions. I remember the same scenario from last year. I kind of snooped around a little bit on the website, but I didn't see anything that I could find easily, let's put it that way. What did we do with the money that we had last year? Did we allocate it to different places, and if so, where did it go? Is there a place to find that on the website?
I don't know.
I don't believe that it's on the website. It has not been reallocated. It's still sitting there for the
Shady Side.
Park, which that project is coming up here this spring.
Well, I remember that was part of it was going to go there. Did it all? Is it all going there?
It all went there, yeah.
No.
It all went there? Okay.
No,
Like-
Wigs for Kids
We get 3.
received, the Ray of Hope received some money, Wigs for Kids, and the warming shelter, or the Macomb County Warming Center.
So there's no place that the citizen could go on our website and find out what we did with it, other than the fact that there's some money was allocated to the Shady Side Park?
Under the minutes of that meeting,
Yeah.
last year's Jan.
Yeah, but you can't see the minutes. The minutes don't show up. They just say the minutes were approved and that sort of thing. You can go back and read some of them, but I wasn't able to find it, but that's where I would look under
Yeah.
minutes.
It was in
Where
the
it was
motion, it
approved.
was listed in the motion who received how much money.
I'll have to look. You know what month it was?
Would have been around the same time.
Yeah, but I was
last
here in
year.
All right.
February.
And I guess my only comment to this whole situation is that if I remember reading right, the qualifications for using this money for something, it's supposed to be beneficial to the city for whatever reason they deem necessary, et cetera. Why don't we help ourselves? We don't have a summer rec program anymore. Now, obviously, this kind of money won't support a program, but you could do a few things, kind of get a feel for the people's interest in it, when some of the programs that you might put out there for the summer, just partial things, get a feel for it, and maybe give you some sort of direction for future reinstating of our rec program. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, I need a motion to close the public hearing.
Motion to close the public hearing for the allocation of community development block grant funding for fiscal year 2018.
Support.
Roll call, please.
Fournier.
Yes.
Crop, Menzer.
Yes.
Bunton.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Dennis.
Yes.
Ford.
Okay, there were no purchase and payments of invoices. There is no consent agenda, So we'll move right along to the city manager's report.
The next issue of the Clemens Times newsletter is scheduled for delivery in the Journal newspaper on January 3rd, 2018. The newsletter will provide information on the city's various bicentennial events throughout the year. City offices will be closed on Monday, January 15th, in observance of the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. Therefore, the next regularly scheduled city commission meeting will be held on Tuesday, January 16th, 2018. Refuse pickup will remain on schedule during the week of January 15th. Christmas trees will continue to be collected by the city's refuse contractor on your regularly scheduled refuse pickup day through January 26th. Please make sure the tree is bare and not in a plastic bag when placed at the curb for pickup. And just a reminder that it's time to renew your animal licenses. The 2018 dog and cat licenses are available in the treasurer's office. The fee for licenses renewed after February 28, 2018 is double the rate of the normal fee.
Any questions? Commissioner Menzer?
I just had a question about, did we approve or did someone renew and sign the contract between the city and Macomb County Animal Control in December?
We have not received that contract yet.
Okay.
Anything else? No? Okay. Commissioner comments? Might as well. Commissioner Menzer?
Let me find my notes. I wrote them somewhere. So, keeping in with my tradition, where have I been in the last month? I believe it's important for all of us to utilize our city businesses as often as possible and to promote those businesses. So I've been to Little Lorraine's. I've been to the Anton Art Center several times. I've been to O'Halloran's, Orleans, and Bath City. I've been to Paperback Writers, Gumbo's, Mount Clemens Grill, the Rec Bowl, and actually I've been to Mount Clemens Lock and Key. They did a great job making some keys for me. I want to, I talked about it before, but the Optimist Club has actually installed, only posts were put up before, but little free libraries were installed at Seminole Elementary and King, Martin Luther King Elementary. Please feel free to add a book, take a book, preferably children's books, please. They were painted, they look really cute. Carol Lee Schmidt, who has run programs for the city before and at the Anton Art Center, did just a wonderful job. And then I would just like to wish you a peaceful, happy, healthy 2018, because boy, 2017 was a little rough, wasn't it? So, Happy New Year, everybody. That's it.
Thank you. Commissioner Ford?
I'd like to wish everybody a Happy New Year. Mr. Woods, fine job on the snow removal. Keep up the good work. And that's it.
Thank you. Commissioner Fournier?
I would also like to wish everyone a Happy New Year, and I hope we can make it a prosperous and a peaceful one this year. I do thank everyone for coming and presenting the charities. There's so much need out there, and it's going to be a very difficult decision to decide how to allocate what. While we're grateful for $59,000 certainly doesn't go very far. But thank you for coming and sharing your stories with us.
Thank you. Commissioner Button?
I would like to also reiterate our thanks to all those who made presentations tonight, and I hope we can at least give some of you some of the things that you asked for, and wish we had more, but we will do the best we can with what we have. I would like to take this opportunity to say happy birthday, and that would be to our interim city manager and city clerk, Lisa Borges, and our commissioner, Laura Kropp, who is now celebrating her birthday. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and give a shout out to our other Capricorn. Happy birthday to Barb Dempsey, which is in the near future.
Not yet.
in the near future. It'll be before our next meeting anyway. And in keeping with the idea of giving you some trivial information that you can use to celebrate, on January 4th is National Trivia Day, which I'm a little ahead of time on that, but that's okay. January 6th is National Cuddle Day. And with the weather being what it is now, that's got to be a pretty high priority. On January 10th, it's National Take the Stairs Day. That way we can work off some of that food we ate over the holidays. But anyway, increase your good health. January 15th is Martin Luther King Day. And we would like to encourage everybody to celebrate that day. And I have a retraction from the last time. I announced that the December 24th was George Washington's birthday, which is really wrong. So I'll give you something else on that one. I guess February 22nd it was Ben Franklin's birthday, so we can substitute the two. I don't know how that worked in. But anyway, next on the list is Commissioner Wisdom. This is from Martin Luther King. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. And another one from him. The hottest place in hell is reserved for those who remain neutral in times of great moral conflict. Good things to think about. And with that, we'll say happy, prosperous, healthy New Year to each and every one of you. Good night.
Thank you. Commissioner Campbell.
Yeah, I just pick up on Commissioner Ford's comments. We had that snow just before Christmas, and I talked to some people in various communities. We are very lucky here that our streets were plowed within hours of the snow, so we're very lucky here. So thank you to the DPW and to administration here. That's it. Thank you.
Well, I just want to thank all of those hardy people that came out New Year's Eve. It was cold out there, but there were a lot of people that did come out and celebrate. And I understand I did not get to the kids' fireworks, but they went off without a hitch, and they had about 250, 300 families out for those fireworks at 9 o'clock. And we had, I couldn't see how many people were there at midnight because the stage wouldn't open because the hydraulics froze. So we were on street level with everybody else, and we could not see who was there, but I can tell you it was extremely cold, and I just want to thank the band that came out, and they did play for a while in that really cold weather, and we had a young man who was 9 years old, and he played the harmonica, and every time he put, before he started, he had one of those warmers he put up by his mouth to warm, because otherwise it probably would have stuck to his mouth. So. And thank you for the DPW. They were right there to clean up after everybody. So it was a great New Year's Eve anyway. And I want to wish everybody a Happy New Year, and looking forward to working with everybody this next coming year. So with that, I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Support.
All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned.